Have you ever felt like you're stuck in the middle, like you're not failing, but you're definitely not thriving either? You're doing enough to get by, enough to keep up appearances, enough to survive the week, but deep down you know something's missing. There's a quiet frustration brewing beneath the surface, a sense that you're meant for more than just existing. Maybe you've had moments where you pause and ask yourself, is this it? Is this what the rest of my life looks like? Not bad, but not great. Not broken, but not alive. You're not drowning, but you're not flying either. You're just floating. Maybe you've watched others transform their lives, build something extraordinary, create freedom, and wondered, what do they know that I don't? You scroll past success stories, hear about life-changing breakthroughs, and you can't help but feel a mix of motivation and resentment because you want that too, but don't know where to begin. Here's the truth that most people never say out loud. The distance between average and fortune isn't built on luck. It's built on decision. Not just one big decision, but a series of small, consistent choices that compound over time. And the moment you choose to stop being average is the moment you open the door to everything greater. Fortune isn't just about the money you make, it's about the power you have to choose your days. It's about waking up excited. It's about being respected, being in control, and feeling alive. It's about building a life that reflects your potential, not your past. But here's the catch. Most people stay average because average is safe. It doesn't demand risk. It doesn't ask you to fail, to stretch, to sweat. Average lets you blend in, stay invisible, and avoid pressure. It keeps you in that soft, silent trap of mediocrity. But if you've ever looked in the mirror and thought, I'm not meant to settle, if you've ever felt like your potential is screaming at you to wake up, step up, and level up, then you're already halfway there. The only thing missing is a clear direction. So let me challenge you with a new question. What if you stopped waiting? What if you stopped wondering? What if you made a move, not tomorrow, not next month, but right now? Because there are steps, real, actionable, proven steps you can take to break free from the middle and rise to the top. You don't need to guess anymore. You don't need to wish or wait. You just need to be willing to climb. Ask yourself, will you be one of the few who dares to rise while the rest remain comfortable? Will you take the steps that most ignore, just long enough to live a life most never will? You already know you're capable of more. Now it's time to prove it. Let's begin. Step 1, reject comfort. Choose growth. Comfort feels good, but it's a trap. Average people protect comfort. Successful people challenge it. The problem with comfort is that it slowly convinces you to settle. It whispers, this is enough, even when deep down you know it's not. It keeps you from stretching your limits, from chasing bigger dreams, from stepping into your real potential. Ask yourself, what habits have I normalized that keep me average? What area of my life have I avoided growing in because it's uncomfortable? Growth doesn't come wrapped in cozy feelings. It's wrapped in pressure, effort, and resistance. But here's what you must understand. Resistance is the sign that growth is near. If you always choose what feels easy, you'll always stay where you are. To rise, you must face discomfort like it's a rite of passage, because it is. This first step demands a mental shift. Growth is not optional. It's your responsibility. Every time you feel tempted to procrastinate, lean in. When your body tells you to rest, but your goals demand action, choose your goals. Say no to distractions disguised as breaks. Study when others sleep. Practice when others party. Train when others quit. It's not about pain for pain's sake. It's about becoming someone who doesn't run from what's hard. That's how you break through average. The edge, where most people stop, that's where you begin. That's where you grow. Step 2, master a high-value skill. If you want to increase your worth in the marketplace, increase the value of what you can offer. Fortune follows usefulness. You can't demand more income, more respect, or more freedom without bringing more to the table. The world doesn't pay you for effort. It pays you for results. Ask yourself, what skill do I have or can I develop that solves real problems? If someone had to pay me $10,000 tomorrow, what could I confidently offer? Don't chase trends. Don't try to be average at many things. Pick one high-value skill and go deep. This could be sales, marketing, design, coding, speaking, or something niche but highly valuable in your field. Depth beats variety. Specialists get paid more than generalists. You don't need to be good at everything. You need to be world-class at something. Make this skill your obsession. Study the greats. Practice every single day. Break down what works. Build something real with it. And keep going when you hit plateaus, because that's where breakthroughs begin. Once you've mastered it, that skill becomes your leverage. You can build a business, scale your brand, or command higher prices. Your fortune begins where your mastery begins. Remember, the market rewards excellence, not effort. Choose to become excellent. Step 3, create, don't just consume. We live in the most connected, content-filled age in history, and yet most people are more disconnected from their potential than ever. Why? Because they've become addicted to watching, not building. The average person scrolls. The fortune-minded person builds. Ask yourself, am I spending more time watching other people's success than building my own? What could I be creating right now instead of consuming? Consumption isn't evil, but overconsumption is a silent killer of dreams. Social media, Netflix, podcasts, they're tools, not destinations. Use them to learn. Use them for insight. But then apply. Get your hands dirty. Build something. Start that YouTube channel. Design that website. Launch that product. Share your insights. Make your presence known. Don't wait until it's perfect. Start messy. Start small. But start. Because the moment you shift from a passive consumer to an active creator, you step into power. You become someone who doesn't just talk about dreams, you bring them to life. And that shift, that identity change, that's what makes fortune possible. Because fortune doesn't come to those who watch, it comes to those who work. Step 4, build relentless discipline. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is transformation. Most people start strong but fade because they rely on emotion to drive action. Winners build habits that don't care how they feel. Ask yourself, what would my life look like if I just did what I said I'd do every single day for the next 90 days? Where have I been negotiating with myself instead of commanding myself? Discipline starts with honesty. Be brutally real with yourself. Where are you making excuses? Where are you letting yourself off the hook? That's the gap between where you are and where you could be. Build routines that serve your goals. Wake up with a plan. Block time for deep work. Set deadlines. Track progress. And, most importantly, do what needs to be done, especially when it's the last thing you feel like doing. Discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And as it grows, so does your power, because the world respects those who keep their word to themselves. When you become a person of discipline, your life becomes proof that you don't need to be perfect, you just need to be consistent. The discipline rise while the average delay. Period. Step 5. Multiply, don't maintain. Average people earn. Fortune-minded people multiply. They don't just work harder, they work smarter. They build systems, assets, and strategies that compound over time. Ask yourself, am I using my time and energy to maintain my current life or to multiply what I've already built? What can I scale, systemize, or delegate to grow faster? If your energy is always going towards survival, you'll never build beyond it. This step is about leverage. How can you take what you're doing and make it bigger, faster, and more impactful? Can you turn your skill into a product? Can you automate your routine tasks? Can you delegate what drains your time? Can you build once and earn repeatedly? Look at your calendar. Look at your to-do list. If your schedule is filled with low-impact activities you're maintaining, shift your focus to high-leverage work. Build assets that outlive your hours. Your time is finite, but your systems, your content, your investments, and your ideas can scale without limit. The path to fortune isn't in working more hours. It's in multiplying the impact of each hour you work. Think leverage, think expansion, think legacy. Build engines, not just effort. So you weren't born to live a life stuck in neutral. You were built to move, to rise, to evolve into something greater than yesterday. The truth is, deep down, you already know there's more in you. More to give, more to build, more to become. These 5 steps aren't just strategies. They're a wake-up call, a blueprint for anyone who refuses to stay average one more day. So pause for a second and be honest with yourself. Which step are you resisting the most right now? Which one feels uncomfortable, but also necessary? And what would your life look like if starting today you committed fully and fiercely to just one of these principles for the next 30 days? Imagine the shift. Imagine the progress. Imagine how different your future could look just a few months from now if you chose action over excuse, discipline over delay, and courage over comfort. Don't settle when you were born to scale. Don't protect the ordinary when your destiny is built for extraordinary. The world doesn't give fortune to the ones who wait. It rewards the ones who move. So move, decide, building. And if this message lit even the smallest fire inside you, don't let it go cold. Take one step. And if it spoke to your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to Napoleon Hill Motivation. Because here, we don't just talk about growth, we live it, breathe it, and become it. Stay bold, stay driven, and above all, stay strong, stay focused, and stay tall. Let's grow together.